What's going on, people? This is your boy Sayjuan History, and you are watching The Male Perspective. Now, I'm not going to keep you too long. We're actually going to get into it in just a moment here, but we're actually going to be reviewing two new videos. Not one, but two new videos. One actually coming from Danica, the other one coming from It's Tay Tay Baby. Now, I actually see Tay Tay's videos a lot on my feed, and I gotta say, some of them are spot on and even hilarious sometimes. I love her perspective on things too. But Danica actually has some really good videos too. There's not a lot of women out there actually speaking up for men. So when I see that, I really appreciate it because it's hard as a man to actually stick up for yourself, especially in a world full of simps. Because there are some men out there that feel the same way that these other men do, but they're afraid of the repercussions that may actually come from these women. So they never say. I've been around these guys my whole life, and it's just frustrating sometimes to actually see that. But anyway, let's move forward. We're going to actually show some of the clips. I'm going to maybe stop in between because, again, I want to give my perspective on a few of these things, and we'll move forward here. But let's check this out. The first one is actually coming from Danica. Let's get it. Let's go.
Sis, I've married twice, both times to beautiful black women. One relationship I got cheated on, and the other relationship I was being used.
She belongs
Now
to the
I'm married
streets.
to a Filipina. But this is the thing though, Twink. They would swear up and down.
I got to cut that off right there and first say that your boy is out of here in the month of May. He is actually going where? Where is he going, you guys? Where do you say? Well, first off, I got to tell you where I'm coming from. I'm coming from the lovely United States, from Sacramento, California. That's where your boy is actually from. Yes, but he will be traveling all the way on the other side of the world to where? Huh? You guys want to know? He's traveling to, of course, the Philippines. He's going to go check it out. One, because it's just way too darn expensive in the United States, you guys. And I'm just keeping it real with you 100. I've been blessed. I've been fortunate enough to be able to stack up some money, have good jobs, things like that, make some investments that actually panned out really well, got my own home, things like that. So your boy's living nice. I can't complain. Things are good for me right now. With that being said, I always say this, and I got to put this in there. I always say this. My father always said this, and I'm going to say it again. I wish people would see the labors of my fruits and not the fruits of my labor, because if they seen what I had to go through to get what I had, they might not want it. With that being said, I'm actually going to get into the rest of this video, and we will move forward from there. So let's go ahead and listen to the rest of what she has to say.
No, you guys just gave up on black women.
We didn't give up.
Let's just really break this down for a second. Black men hate black women. Y'all gave up on us. Y'all turn y'all backs on us. Y'all don't care about us. They have no idea how many chances.
So when she says we don't care about black women, or the black women say that we don't care about black women, that is so far from the truth. I've been in multiple relationships. I've been in multiple relationships with women who have kids. I don't have any kids of my own personally, and that's because I look at all the drama. I look at all the heartache. I look at everything that's going on with the men that I actually hang around and see the stress that they're going through. These women getting divorces, these women actually giving them hell, asking for child support, even though these men take care of their kids. And it's just not something that I look at getting myself into. I've hung around too many friends and seen situations where women try to control men, tell them what to wear, tell them what to do, tell them what they can and what they can't do. And that's just never been me. My dad never raised no punk. He never raised a person to actually be controlled by a woman. So when I see a woman trying to do that, it's just I can't even get with them, or they do it so much to where they try to do it on the sly. I have to actually stand up and let them know what it is. But here's the thing with that, man. I've been in relationships with women who have kids. In the relationships that I've been with, with women that have kids, they always end either one or two ways. because of the kids, or because they don't know how to get out of their own way. Meaning that they don't really know how to let a man be a man. They don't know how to let the man lead. Now, you know, the whole feminist movement actually started this 50-50 here. And I'm okay with that to an extent. But here's the thing. You guys started that. We never said we wanted to go 50-50. And the thing with that is that, you know, if you have, it's hard in the United States. So if you have a man who's actually doing 75 and you're doing 25, I honestly think that's reasonable. I really do. But a man isn't going to, you know, I'm trying to figure out a way to say this. Women always say that if a man wants me to be submissive, he's going to have to earn it. Well, here's the thing. You don't have the luxury of having that man earning it, because just like it's rough for us in the United States, it's rough for you even more so. And the reason I say that is because you're dealing with one income. If the men out here are just choosing not to deal with women, period, just because, you know, it's dangerous. It's financially dangerous to deal with a woman in America, in these states. And y'all keep recycling these Pookies and these Ray Rays. I mean, it's a lot of people say 20%, but it's really somewhere like 15%, maybe even lower than that. You guys are sleeping around with the same man, because you ain't getting no kids over here by me, I'll tell you that. And a lot of women say, we don't want you anyway. We don't want to deal with you anyway. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, that's completely okay. And I get it why you don't want to get it with me. I get it. I'm not your cup of tea. I'm not the 6 feet tall. I get it. I understand. But here's the reason why men like me don't want to talk to you either. One of them is because of your attitude. The other one would be because you don't listen. And I'm not saying listen like be submissive to the point to where you don't have no say so, but stop arguing with the man for every little thing. I'm not looking for a woman to walk and do what I tell her to do, hand and foot, anytime I beckon and call. That's never been my desire. That's never been something that I wanted from a woman. The only thing I want from a woman is peace. I want her to improve my life, just like I plan on improving her life. It's a give and take. It's reciprocity. And when you don't want to receive reciprocity, then I mean, I don't know what you want in a relationship if you don't want reciprocity. If you don't want to be with a man and actually show him that you want to be with him and then he be with you, then at that point, you're just looking for a simp. You're just looking for somebody to get over on. And men in this day and age are waking up, they're realizing it, and they're not dealing with it anymore. They realize that they actually can move on to greener pastures, and they're going to where they want, to where they're wanted. And that's why they're leaving, because they realize that there's no future with women in the States when it comes to long-term relationships. You guys can do 3. You can't make this. You guys can do 4. You guys can maybe even do 7 years. But here's the thing: the average relationship in America usually drops off about 5 years. The average. So that means that some are going longer, just not all of them. And when they do end, it's usually ending by what? A woman. And so here's the thing, and I'm gonna give you some truth that a lot of men aren't talking about here. They kind of skip over this in these podcasts that they have here. Men that have not been married recognize that it is not a good deal to get married because of the relationships that they have been in with women who leave. So it's like you test a car. I hate to use a car as an analogy over a woman, but it's like you test drive a car. And they're allowing you to test drive it. And then you see that it's not reliable. You see that it's not going to be there for the foreseen future. When a man gets into a relationship, not just a marriage, he realizes that this is going to be for the long haul, or at least that is what he is expecting. the long haul, forever. He wants that relationship to work. When a woman gets in a relationship, she gets in a relationship because this man makes me happy at this moment. And I realize as a man that every single day, every single moment is not going to be happy. We're going to go through things. We're going to fight. We're going to have drama. We're going to have issues. But when those issues come consistent from one side, I don't know, you guys.
I'm in danger.
It is hard. It is hard to hear these accusations coming from modern women in these states and in the Western world. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how we're going to deal with this. I don't know how this is going to work. But I do know that at this moment, I've checked out. I have. And, being single as of now and taking care of my business and doing what I need to do. I've been on some of these date lines and these date apps and stuff like that. And I hear women talk about men ghosting them. And I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I do. I do ghost women because they say something or they do something in their conversation to lead me to believe that they're not going to be marriage material. And just to kind of give you an example of what I'm talking about, I'll try to give you two examples here. I had this one woman come on one of these dating sites or dating apps and ask me if I wanted a mobile massage.
Round one.
A mobile massage.
Round one.
Hold on, where's my thing at? A mobile massage. She asked me if I wanted a mobile massage. Come on. No, I'm not a trick. No, I don't want a mobile massage. So I responded back to her. I just responded back to her with one word. Haram. God bless Andrew Tate. Free Andrew Tate. Free Tristan Tate, man. That's really messed up what they're going through. She messaged me back. She asked me what that meant. I never responded. I just left it alone. Another situation. This one actually got off the chat line. So I said, okay, she's cool. Let me actually give her my number so I can chat with her and see what's going on. I chat with her. I asked her one question. One question. She blew a gasket. I asked her if she had if I asked her to rate her femininity, not me. If I asked her to rate her femininity, what would it be? She never
I'm in
answered.
danger.
She went off on a tangent. She got so upset. She got so frustrated. I told her, I said, hey, and I had to interject, cut her off because she kept going on and on and on and on and on. And I had to tell her, hey, you know what? With the information that you've already given me right now shows me that I don't need to be talking to you. I'm going to get off this call. And she kept on talking. I kept saying, I'm going to get off this call and we do not need to talk anymore. You have a great life. Okay? Because if you're getting upset at me asking you, not me, you to rate your femininity, and you're getting mad at me because you couldn't respond to it because of whatever issue that you have internally going on, that's a red flag for me. That shows me that you are not emotionally ready for a relationship. It shows me that you have not healed from whatever relationship issues that you had going on. It shows me that you have glaring factors that you need to deal with. You possibly need to go seek counseling. That's what it shows me. And men are rightly so concerned with the dating market in the United States right now, because you can literally be shacked up with a woman and be common law married. A woman can have mail sent to your home and they may consider her living there. I had a situation where my male cousin was attacked by a woman because he didn't want to put his hands on her. She scratched them all up. He got blood all over his face. This dude is 6'2", I believe. Okay? Fit, can take care of himself. I seen him take care of men that are twice his size and have no issue with. So what do you think he's going to do to that woman? This woman ain't no more than like 5'6", okay? Maybe a $150, a $160 wet, okay? She's not going to do anything to him. The only reason she was able to do something to him because he did not fight back. The police came. I told him, I said, hey, call the police, okay? When they see the scars on your face, when they see what she's did, they're going to take her. They're going to escort her from your home. It's his home. She doesn't live there. The police came and they took him to jail.
You can't make this shit up.
I felt horrible. I felt horrible for that. I was so mad. I went to his home. She was still there. He's in jail at this time. I went to his home. And she's still there. With some other dude. I think it was her cousin or something.
Jesus
I flashed on her. The dude didn't say anything. He didn't say nothing. My other cousin was there. He had to hold me back because I was so mad because I really thought that, you know, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. They'll clearly be able to see this. This is not no hot-headed dude. This is not no dude that's yelling at the top of his lungs. He's respectful. He's mature. He understands what's going on. And he knows the temperature out there as far as when it comes to black men in police. So he's not going to act crazy. Yeah, call the police. They'll see. They'll remove her. She has a home. Scadoos, get going. Kick rocks. They didn't do that. He went to jail. Now, the good news is they realized that they didn't have a case on him, and they actually dropped all the charges. Matter of fact, they didn't even put anything in their database. They just kept him over for a night. That's what they did. But this is what men have to go through. And then I hear women all the time say, well, man ain't no good. They don't do this. I've seen men otherwise than what you're talking about. I make sure that I'm taking care of my household and kids that are not mine. Not anymore. Because I just choose not to deal with that anymore. But these are the men that you're talking about that are leaving. These are the men that are leaving. Women. These are the men that are leaving. They're not the Pookies and the Ray Rays. I keep hearing that. Y'all have kids, whoop this. Y'all don't have the money. No, the men that are staying here are the ones that have all the kids with you. And I'm pointing at you. They are having the kids with you. If you have a kid with the men that you are not with, that is a Pookie or a Ray Ray. If you have a kid with a man that is not in your household, that is a Pookie or a Ray Ray. You guys got to take this. You got to own up to it. You got to take accountability for it. We have to take accountability for everything that we do. But anytime it comes to women, it's always a situation where there's a reason why it's not their fault. And men as a whole are just coming and saying, when are you responsible? When do you take accountability? When are you wrong? When are you going to stop doing this aboutism? Anytime I bring up something that I think you need to correct, you always say, well, if you don't do this, I hate that. That's one of the other issues with women, modern day women, is they always say, well, you do this. That's, I'm sorry, I got so far off on a tangent. I missed the video. We didn't even go into the video, but that's what it is, you guys. It's always a situation where it's a whataboutism It's a situation with the kids where they don't want their kids to be disciplined, even though they need to be disciplined. And I'm not even talking about in a physical sense. I'm speaking in regards to just plain good old punishments. I mean, I got some stuff, I've been in the service before, so I got some heinous stuff that I can think of that I can make a kid do to where if he's getting punished, he or she will never do that again. But women don't even want to do that. They don't even want to do that. They don't want you to have say-so with anything to do with their kids when this kid is living under your roof. This kid is eating your food. This kid is enjoying the benefits and the privileges of your home, your clothes on their back, even if it is indirectly. And they say, well, my mom takes care of this. My mom takes care of that. Okay, well, she's still benefiting because she's in a position now to where she's getting taken care of, where the man is taking care of 100% or 75% of the bills or whatever the case may be. So she has the opportunity to save money. She has the opportunity to do more for you. So if your mom is taking you to these games that you enjoy, that's because the man made that possible. If your mom is putting you in a situation where you can play football, that's because she has the extra currency, because the man is giving her the ability to do that. But kids don't see that. They just see their mom. They don't see the benefactor, really. And that's why men are saying, I gotta go. And they're not dealing with it anymore because they don't want to be benefactors. They thought it was going to be a situation where this woman would realize that she actually had a good man and that she would, improve or something, and that it would work out. And he would see something in her that would change, or that would, potentially get better, and it didn't. And now they're just saying, I'm gone. And I don't think they're coming back. Real talk. But let's keep going on with the video, you guys. Let's check it out.
Y'all be giving these females, yes, black ones, so much grace. You know what I mean? Oh, well, she didn't have this growing up. And oh, well, she never experienced a masculine man. And oh, she grew up in a single parent household. And oh, well, her last guy did her like this. And oh, well, she just needs some guidance. And oh, she just needs somebody to step in. And like they have no idea how many times you guys have been backstabbed, betrayed, burned, used, abused. Like, you guys, you put your life on the line, for goodness sakes. Did you see what Telly Palms just said? Y'all are out here doing this shit.
I got one more. I'm going to make it quick, you guys. I had a situation where this woman that was living with me had the next door neighbor and the next door neighbor's kid. They were playing together or something, and the next door neighbor's dad came to my house, and the door happened to be open. It was like summertime or something like that, and I can hear her son coming up to the door, and then I heard this grown man's voice, and his voice was kind of loud. So immediately I get up because the mom's not there. I'm hearing a voice, a grown voice talking crazy, and the only thing I can see is her son in the front of the door, and he's looking like kind of whimpering down or whatever. So I come to the door, and it's this man, and he's yelling at her son. I'm trying not to use names here, but he's yelling at her son. And I immediately go like this, and I put him in the back of me, and I'm visually, you can clearly see I'm frustrated. I'm hot because, one, you don't come to my house yelling. You don't come to my house. This is my castle. You don't come to my house doing that. Two, you don't talk to him like that. That's a kid. If you have an issue with the kid, then you need to talk to the adults. And three, you're just outright disrespectful. So at this point, he's already, got me riled up. he's got me upset.
I'm in danger.
So he's talking about her son taking a bike. And when I said the first thing, by this time his mom is at the door and she hears it too. And again, I'm just saying, we're not rich or anything like that. I'm not rich, but I'm comfortable. I'm well off. So when he said a bike, we both looked at each other. We literally looked at each other and we said, a bike? A bike? No. He's not stealing no bike. He don't need to steal no bike. He has several bikes. There's no need. He's like, well, I seen somebody walking a bike down here that looks like my, well, it's not him. It's not him. It's not, nobody from this house steals at all. It's not happening. That's one thing we don't have to worry about. He's like, well, what about the other guy? I actually have a friend standing in the other room and they're like, well, what about him? He's not no thief either. He has his own bike where he works out and he rides his bike. So no, it's not happening. So you can tell he thought that it was going to be a situation where I was going to cower down, and he immediately saw my response and he was cool. And the reason I give this story is because I think we were even having issues that day. Even though we were having issues that day, I was still able to hold up my end of the bargain when it comes to the duties and the responsibilities of being a man. Even being a dad to a boy that is not mine. Being a dad to a child that I don't have any authority over. That is what men have issues with. Anyway, I digress. Let's move forward.
These are not one-off situations, and now it's like, oh, fuck these women, I'm going over here. Fuck these women, I'm done. No, this is after years, decades, generations of tolerating disrespect, neglect, no reciprocation, no appreciation. This
No
is
reciprocity.
years after that. Now you guys are exploring different options. This is not something to where it's like, yeah, a black woman did me wrong one time and I'm done. No, this is years after years after years of the same bullshit, because it's the culture that's fucked up here.
You can't make this shit
You know
up.
what I mean? It's the lifestyle.
You can't make
that's
this shit
messed
up.
here. And for some reason, we don't get that. We don't think, hey, let's change the culture. No, it's like, no, let's just change these men into accepting whatever abuse we give them. And it's like, girl.
And you got to remember, these passport bros, by the way, too, these are men that grew up in a generation, unlike the ones that we're in today. These men grew up in the 80s and they grew up in the 90s here. And these men were the last bit of men that came up under the tutelage of another man, that potentially came up under the tutelage of a real man and got taught the lessons of what to do and not to do, and how to duck and dodge in this society. We call these United States, and they were taught, what to deal with and what not to deal with these women. So when women actually come, these new age women, these modern women come at you the way they do, a man, as far as looks, may not look a certain way, may not actually be desirable to the women of today, but the man looks at her, and I'm just telling you how a man looks, how I look. A man will look at those women and will look at them, and in their mind they will say, I don't give a F how you think I look. I don't give an F how you think you feel or how you think you look. Your attitude is crap. I'm not dealing with it. And they don't know how to respond to it. They don't understand. They don't even recognize that they're the problem, because so many men have tolerated it. Because men are out there trying to get whatever they can from women. They will say whatever they need to get what they want from women. And because of that, you have a false sense of reality. You think that these men are dealing with you because they care about you. They recognize from the jump that you're not worth 2 cents. And they said, well, I'm gonna get whatever I can, and I'm gonna bounce. And I'm not gonna tell her what I'm looking for, because I'm not gonna get what I want. But that's one of the things that's causing you to have this overinflated sense of value. And it's just not real, you guys. It's not. I know it's harsh. That's another thing. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna speak on Kevin Samuels really quick. A lot of women were upset with Kevin Samuels and the way he talked, but he was talking from a point of desperation. And I say desperation because of this one thing. We don't have a lot of time. And when you are a person that recognizes that either we don't have a lot of time as a race, or he didn't have a lot of time, maybe he knew that I'm pretty sure he knew. Maybe he recognized that he didn't have a lot of time on this earth. I'm sure he already recognized he had a lot of medical issues going on that nobody knew about. Hell, there's medical issues right now that I'm going through, that millions of men, that millions of women, millions of people all over the world that are going through right now. And a lot of their family members don't even know about it. That's why people die. One day, here one day, and then gone the next. And then you talk to a family member and you always hear them say, oh, I don't know what happened. He was so well. I don't know what went on, because you don't even know your family members anymore.
You can't make this shit up.
Like, that's how far attached the family structure has gotten away. That's how far separated we are from each other. That we don't even talk to each other enough to even know the ailments and situations that family members are going through. And I'm not talking about like distant cousins. I'm talking like mothers and brothers and sisters. They don't know this stuff about their immediate family. Let's keep watching. We only got a little bit more of this video.
What? But see, here's the thing, Twink. For so long, that they got that off. No, we're not going to change. Let's just keep beating these men into submission of tolerating us.
I'm a bad bitch.
And now you guys are saying no more. That's the problem. Because how dare you get your shit up and leave? How dare you go and give the next bitch what I'm supposed to have? That's the issue.
So another thing too, just to go ahead and finish up on this, and we'll go ahead and switch over to the next video, because I like this one. It's a little bit longer, and I'll try to make sure it goes through, and I'm not talking all the way through it. But the point I was trying to make is Kevin Samuels probably knew, and I'll speak into the mic. Kevin Samuels probably already knew that he only had a certain amount of time to get the point across to America. And when you need to get a point out hastily, how do you do it? Well, you do it through shock value. Okay. Have you ever heard of a technique called shocking the person alive or shocking the person awake? Shocking. And that's what he was doing. He was shocking you out of your delusion. He was so raw and he was so real with it that it chastised you so much, it caused you to look at yourself. It caused all these women in this Western world to look at themselves. And they didn't like it. They felt something and they didn't like it. So what is the reaction from a person that feels something that they don't like or that they don't like? Well, that's what we're getting today. They didn't like the shock value. They didn't like
I'm a bad bitch.
That he was, you know, what are those things called? The EKGs or whatever the case, that you rub together and you shock them back to life. They didn't like the harshness. He didn't have time to baby you. He didn't have time to slow rock you into the process of waking up.
Stupid.
He needed you to get the picture now and wake you up.
Jesus Christ.
But it's okay. Because there are people like myself. There are women that are out there. There are other men that are out there that are actually taking up the mantle and that are saying, we are not going to allow this to keep going on. There are people out there that are saying, no, okay, he showed me what is possible. I'm going to move forward with this. So God rest his soul. And we'll move on to the next one with It's Tay Tay, baby. So I got to actually go ahead and cue this up really quick. This is like 30 minutes long, so I'm not going to play through this whole thing here. I'm just not. It's way too long, you guys. But you know, we're going to get rolling on this one here. But give me 1 second before we do, because I got to make sure. This one is a little bit different here. So let's make sure that this one is set up correctly. Let's put her off to the side. Okay, I think we're good. Let's run this here.
Hey baby, and welcome back to my motherfucking channel, babies. Now, I literally was in tears before I got on here. Guys, when I tell you, I'm an emotional person, don't get me wrong, but I hold my emotions very, very well, and I only show my emotions to people I'm in relationships with. I don't know why I'm like that. I just don't like people seeing me cry. But this, for some reason, had me in fucking tears because it's not the first person I've talked to who has gone through this. It's not the first man I've came across who's gone through this. It's not the first person or the last. And what I'm gonna say is going to be very triggering to a lot of women who watch my stuff, but I don't know how to give you guys advice without being fucking honest. That's not me if I have to sugarcoat stuff. So the topic of this video is going to be why marriages don't work, why relationships don't work. And I'm going to give you my opinion on this. And from talking to thousands and thousands of men, thousands of couples at this point, I have literally come to my conclusion of why relationship dynamics don't work. So first and foremost, the reason why a lot of relationships and marriages don't flourish is because you guys get into this dynamic way too fucking soon. Way too soon. You guys are together 3-4 months. Okay, boom, let's get together. Now we're stuck together. Or boom, we got pregnant. Now we feel like we need to be with each other. No, there's none of that. The one thing that you guys are not going to like that I'm going to say is I feel like if you're with somebody within that 6-month period and you don't know whether you're going to be together or not, snip that motherfucking kid. I'm sorry, because why invite somebody into a dynamic you are not ready for? But you guys are not ready for that conversation. Take it however you want. I'm just going to be honest.
Yes, I'll agree, and I'll just speak to this really quickly. Why put a kid in a situation where you don't even know if you and that person are going to be together? On top of that, too, you know, women have the ability to, you know, give life and take life. But more than often, they choose to give life with men who are not going to be there. There are some men who flat out say that I'm not going to be in a relationship. I do not want to be with you. And they choose to have the kid anyway. I don't know what that's about, but let's move forward.
I feel like a lot of people in this generation lack compassion. How can you care about somebody when you're not compassionate about them? Like, there's a lot of times where I'll counsel couples, they'll be talking about something. If I'm looking this way, guys, I apologize. It's because I don't know, it's just weird looking at this way. The sun's out there. The reason why I feel like a lot of relationships don't work is because there's no compassion. The two partners will be talking, or one of the partners will be saying something, and the other person literally does not give a fuck about what you feel, what you say, whatever. And a lot of the times, it's the women. It's the women who, I don't care. It doesn't matter if you care. It doesn't matter how you feel. Your partner's in shambles. Your partner is hurting. You not get that? That's why relationships are so hard. Like, look, if I want to go out and party and shake my ass and do whatever I want, my man is literally telling me, babe, I don't feel okay that you're going out. To me, it might not be that serious, but to him, it's detrimental because he's panicking. His anxiety is going through the roof. He's getting triggered from his last relationship or whatever. Yes.
Not only that, but these are red flags that men are actually talking about. when you have a woman that, and I didn't experience this with the relationships that I was in. I vetted them to the, not obviously not good enough, but I vetted them to the point to where they weren't the type of women that like going out at night. I had issues with the kids, but if you have a woman that's actually going out at night, and that's a concern, first off, you shouldn't even be with them in the first place. But second, if it's something that you didn't recognize in the beginning, and she's not taking into the account your feelings and she constantly keeps doing it or whatever, that's one of the red flags that guys are talking about. And if you don't want to give up that life and not be out, then you don't need to be in a relationship anyway. My dad always said, why are you going outside to look for trouble when trouble will find you all by itself? When you women are going out at night, you guys are directly putting yourself in a line of fire of all these men that you say you don't want to be around.
She belongs
You're
to the
putting
streets.
yourself in around these guys that are the crazy nuts, the freaks, the guys that are women, and stuff like that, that'll do all these sick, nasty things to women. You are putting yourself in the direct line of fire because you want to go out and shake your butt to some music that you can listen to at home with some friends.
I'm a bad
But then
bitch.
you go to the gym and you get creeped out by a man who glances at you and then looks away. Here's the thing. Let me tell you something about the gym, because I've been going to the gym frequently now. Everybody looks at everybody. Everybody looks at everybody. I try not, and it's not even why you think it is. People are looking at people because they're like, oh, people are just you're not looking to look at somebody's butt. You're just people watching. You're looking at men, you're looking at women, you're looking at the TV, you're looking at what kind of exercise this person is doing. You're thinking about something and then staring into the sky or the air, don't even realize that you could be looking at someone. They're not looking at you. You are not special. Stop it. But anyway, let's go.
He should deal with those things in your guys' eyes, but in my eyes, I should care about his feelings because that's my man, just like he should care about mine. And I feel like if you don't care about your partner's situations, why the fuck should they care about yours? Really tie that into that. That's why I'd say, women, your relationships are not going to be great because you want a man to care about everything you come with, but when, God forbid, he tells you one thing, now he's controlling, now he's not a leader, now he's not this, then how is he supposed to care in general when you don't give a fuck about him? You see how that works? You give what you get. You know what I mean?
Reciprocity.
Next, another thing that I feel like a lot of relationships do not work is because of the withholding sex. Let's fucking talk about it. What do you get out of withholding sex? You're gonna punish him? That's punishing him?
I'm gonna skip
and men
this
do
part,
this
you
too,
guys.
so I don't even want to hear it. Men withhold sex too, but you're punishing the person to keep maintaining that. Because I know as a woman, sex is a man's. That's the one of something and not mount up to it and never do it. You're watching my video? Sign up for my fucking program. Like I said, the email will be somewhere here. Now, let me explain something. I'm gonna get into this hard, guys. So look, hypothetical. I'm a wife. I have kids with my husband. Me and my husband get into an argument in front of our kids. We're yelling, screaming, whatever. Our kids are seeing that. Now, 2 ways I can handle this. My husband walks away. Yep, that's how your father is. That's how he is. Piece of shit. Doesn't do nothing. Never
my
does
God.
nothing. My kids are hearing this. Are you hearing me? Te estoy oyendo todo que estamos haciendo. They're listening to everything we're saying. Now your kids are listening to that, internalizing it. Now they're secretly hating the dad. Now they secretly start disrespecting the mother or father because I'm literally saying.
This was another issue that I had personally, and this is an issue that I'm sure a lot of other men have. Women, especially women with kids of their own, that are coming in and bringing a man into the home, whether it's a small child or it's a teenage child or a 7-year-old or whatever the case may be. When you first off, you're the first teacher in that child's life. You teach that person all kinds of things. You even teach that person, whether you believe it or not, who to like, and not who to like. Women will argue with you on this point. But when you have snarky attitudes, when you're disrespectful, when you say certain things around them in reference to the man of the house, you in turn give them your energy. Energy doesn't dissipate, it travels. So when you give that energy out into that atmosphere, somebody is going to receive it. Okay? And you cause these issues that don't even need to be had. We can go in the room, we can have these conversations. But again, when you say something to a woman that she doesn't like, she is not going to receive it. It's going to be whataboutisms. And you know what? Men like myself have been through this time after time after time. And we find it funny. We even smile sometimes. I know I do. I smile when I watch YouTube channels like Fresh and Fit, and I watch Miss Tay Tay, or I might watch Bountyville or something like that. And I always hear these women say this one. They always say the same thing, and it's so ironic. They always say, "Well, I'm different." That's not me. And I always think to myself, I've heard that so many times. So many times. And it's not to say that you're not special, but it's to say that you're not special. And I say that meaning that we all have similarities. Men have similarities to men. Women have similarities to women. Okay? You recognize this as a man. Women don't recognize it. They live in a fairy tale land where they think they're so special, no one in the world is like them. But that is so far from the truth. Men have seen 1,000 of you. Not to be disrespectful, not to diminish the values that you have, not to diminish the distinct characteristics that you have of yourself delineated for you and only you. We are just saying that you cannot deny that there are women who have certain traits to women all around the world. That's all we're saying. And it's true. We deal in facts. We're problem solvers. We see these things. It just is what it is, y'all. You argue over stuff that is factual. A lot of times, we can say what you're going to say before you even say it, because we've heard it so many times. We've heard it so many times, you guys. And that's why I think it's too late. That's why I think men are just done. It's too risky, for men that have been taking their time over years to make something of themselves, to deal with a woman in America. It's a headache. Men are older now, so they're not going to deal with the stress. Stress kills, okay? And women are out there talking about they want to live their best life. They still want to go out and party. Men in their late 30s, 40s don't want to do that. They say you're boring. You don't ever do anything. How about you sit your butt down and you save some money? Why is it that anytime there's a situation where you need to take care of something, you have to come to me? Well, that's because you want to go out and party. You want to spend your money. I want to save up for situations like this. Somebody needs to be the adult, right? Gotcha, bitch. I went off on a tangent, y'all. We're not going to be able to finish all this here. But I want to go ahead and say, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can be updated for all new content that's coming out. You have been watching The Male Perspective. I appreciate everyone out there for tuning in. This is a small channel. And we hope to one day rise into the ranks, because I feel like we have something to say, because I'm special. No, I'm just playing, you guys. That's a little bit of humor there. But again, it is what it is, man. Be wary, take care of yourself. you know, and I hate to say this and take a tagline, but really, get your passports, bro. Get your passports. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's been time to go. I'll holler at you later. This is your boy Sayjuan History. Y'all be super, super, super easy. Take care. Peace.